Yeah, so we're announcing our third generation traffic quality platform. We recognize that fraud was an enormous threat to programmatic advertising all the way back in 2012 and started building out our traffic quality platform at that point. We've gone through a couple of generations now, and we're ready to launch our third generation platform, which extends these advanced fraud detection techniques into the browser itself. It's probably important to provide a little bit of context about how fraud detection has been done in the past. And historically, the main approach has been to do a big data approach for looking for fraud, and that is to gather large amounts of data and then look for anomalous patterns. So it's basically to look for, rather than seeing the fire being the fraud, you're seeing the smoke. You're seeing signs of fraudulent activity and then taking steps to address it. And that approach has worked well for us. It's gotten us a top ranking in terms of traffic quality on Pixelate, which recently came out with a measure of traffic quality across all the 400 or so platforms on the supply side. But that big data approach is somewhat limited and breaks down when the majority of fraud starts coming from botnets, where you're dealing with large networks of compromised PCs that have a mix of both legitimate traffic and fraudulent traffic. And for that, you need to really be in the browser itself to be able to differentiate between the real traffic and the fake traffic. So what we've done is we've taken advantage of the fact that we have direct integrations with publishers, that we have code directly on their page to push these fraud detection techniques into the browser. So we can look for activity in the browser that tells us, hey, this might be a compromised machine that's part of a botnet, and therefore it's driving non-human traffic and should be excluded from the exchange. And we can do this all in real time before the request ever comes in to the exchange, before it's ever exposed to any advertisers. Yeah, it's built into our platform, so it's completely free to anyone who's on the OpenX platform, who's operating in the exchange. We're not treating it as a separate product or value-added service, so it's not for sale. But to those who are active on the exchange, they fully benefit from it. I've seen out there estimate that it's about 15 to 20% of programmatic display is potentially non-human traffic. That feels right to me, just based on our experience in the space. But I think what gets lost in a metric like that is how much variance there is across the different platforms. So overall, so industry-wide, it may be a 15 to 20% range. There are platforms like OpenX where the number is negligible. And then other platforms where it may be 30, 40%. So I think, unfortunately, that's been lost in a lot of the conversations, but it's something that those on the demand side, buyers and DSPs and such, really need to be aware of. Well, I think we're at a tipping point where programmatic is about to become the main means by which digital advertising is conducted. And it may not be strictly all non-guaranteed. There will be forms of guaranteed programmatic. But the trend is we're moving to a world where away from insertion orders and fax machines and telephone calls to arrange these deals to one where it's all conducted in a programmatic fashion. So that's going to be helpful for both buyers and sellers because it brings so much efficiency to the marketplace and allows a premium publisher to suddenly offer their inventory to the widest possible breadth of demand and at doing it in the most efficient way possible. So we think it's a win-win for buyers and sellers, and we're really excited to be kind of at the center of that movement.